What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, John from the GamerDuo here, welcoming you to another episode of Danganronpa, the AU trilogy. And honestly, that's what I'm going to call it. That actually sounds really nifty. Of course, if you guys did not see the previous episode of the trilogy, we did the cast of Danganronpa 1, Trigger Happy Havoc. And the way that this is going to go is that we are going to do one for each of the games, and in every single game, the survivors are going to move on to what is the All-Stars game. And then what an AU universe is this is a trend in which you basically create an alternate timeline, an alternate universe of what could have happened in Danganronpa. I saw this idea actually in this game because I had an incident where YouTube showed me Victim 5 with Akane on it, and I was freaking out. I thought I got, like, the massivest spoiler ever, and I was pissed and not happy, and I was freaking out. And no, turns out it is not. It is a trend where you create an alternate universe. So, let's go ahead and get on to it. Again, if you guys didn't see the last episode for the alternate universe that was started, link to that in the description below and the iCard above. But let's get into the second game. Obviously, for the second game, we got to figure out who our protagonist is in this game. Also, with Chapter 3, it's always going to be a double kill. And our No. I'm going to be horny the entire time. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm glad it's not first week of the month. Nekomaru! You don't die on me. Don't you dare die on me, Nekomaru. You're the protagonist. AKA, it would be a dream of mine, and it's fine. It's whatever. We're starting off strong. Okay. Literally, we're starting off strong. So, as the protagonist, we're playing as Nekomaru. So, obviously, I gotta keep my mind out of the gutter. That's not gonna be easy. Oh, no. Essentially, with Nekomaru, of course, he's down here. His entire arc was about making sure that everybody's okay. So obviously we're gonna play the protective role. We're gonna be the bodyguard to these people and try and make sure that they're okay. And sometimes we'll have to take sporadic shits. It's fine. It's and then when we leave, that's when the bad stuff happens. That's exactly, and that's what happens in real life when my strongman goes away. My strongman goes away, and then all the bad stuff happens. So, you better stay with me, Mr. Buffman. So, yeah. So, obviously, our role is the protector. We want to make sure everybody's okay. We have a kind-hearted soul. We're a gentle giant. I think it's I want to say he's 6'5", something like that. He might be 6'6". I don't remember. I think he's 6'5", because I don't think he's as tall as Gonta, but he definitely has the muscle. Okay. So, obviously, our goal is to make sure that we don't succumb to despair. And, oh my god. So, our chapter 1. Of course, we set the stage. We're on this beach. Our goal, we want to just have fun. Obviously, we don't know anything. We are a very oblivious gentleman. And it's fine. Obliviousness is not necessarily a terrible thing. But in our obliviousness, we have a couple of these characters kind of trying to come up to us and talk to us, and we need to be friendly with them. So, we have to make sure we're trying to stand Ibuki. We want to make sure Ibuki's okay. Teruteru is being Teruteru, but we have to be nice to Teruteru. We're a gentle giant. We're not gonna get mad at anybody. So we gotta again. We're playing the protection game. Byakuya is right here with us. Byakuya wants to protect, and we're all for it. As Nekomaru, we are all for this protection. So we partner up with Byakuya. We're like, Byakuya, we're here with you. I understand that we have these problems, but I want to make sure that everybody is safe. Everybody being safe is the prime importance, especially after Monokuma showed up. Things are happening. I acknowledge the meta knowledge deficit, and I need your help. So what can I do to help? How am I going to be able to help? So, obviously, we then are trapped, and we're alone, and it's dark. And some of these characters don't like the dark. And you know what? It's happened. Mikon's doing Mikon things. But, of course, as it is in Danganronpa, things are happening when the party's getting set up. And we're We're fucking stabbed. Why? Why? This is how you know these are recorded in freaking blitzes and, like, I can't, like, fabricate them. Why? Why? This is almost as painful. I literally was like, I had an entire arc in my head. I was like, this is fine. Now things aren't okay. My strongman is gone. What the fuck? Oh! Why? Why? Okay. Fine, I guess. Gabe needed to make sure that, you know, nobody in my community is okay with that. Like, can't be down on my knees for nothing. Gotta freaking didn't beg soon enough, I guess. Okay. Who the hell backstabbed us? I swear to God, it better not be us. We better not have just given up hope. Like, who the frick backstabbed us by setting things up and getting things situated? Pecco! Why, Pecco? What? No strongman's allowed. The only strongman allowed is freaking Fuyuhiko. Oh my God, Pecco! What in the world? So the twist of chapter 2 happens freaking super early. We figure out that she is in fact a serial killer, and she needed to get that kill done. She needed to freaking, it was over. She wanted to do it for Master Fuyuhiko, who was Master Fuyuhiko was not part of this freaking thing. Not part of the party because he didn't want to be. So, like, we were ousting him. He was not allowed. He was, and so literally what happens is we with Pecco guarding the freaking guard shack to make sure everything's okay. We walked over. We wanted to make sure Pecco was fine, and Pecco's like, "You're alone now, Nekomaru. You're alone now. Time for you to die, bitch." It's like, what? And then of course with the protagonist ship, who the hell is the new protagonist? Obviously, we didn't roll for it. We should have rolled for it after we died. But the protagonist actually would have been Mikon. Mikon is our protagonist! Oh my God. So our chapter 1 protagonist turns to Mikon. And so Mikon, being the nurse, figures out, like, hey, it's a stab wound. Okay, yeah. So, hey, it's a stab wound. This is exactly what kind of sword. It was from the sword. This is how this worked. We figured out the case as Mikon. And Mikon now is out here, our protagonist. Frickin' Mikon. Oh my God. Okay, so Nekomaru! I'm upset. I'm more upset than I should be about this. I know, but Nekomaru and Pecco are gone, and that leaves 14 students in the academy. Now, of course, chapter 2 is happening, and the despair, as obviously you guys saw, this despair-inducing game happens. With the despair-inducing game happening, there's a lot of people that get to know what's going on, figure it out, what's like, and kind of all of the situations that belong into it. So, victim number 2 after the despair freaking game is Sayanji. No! It's Chiaki! Oh my God! All of my faves are just going! What the hell? Okay, so they killed Chiaki, the ultimate gamer, because they did not want her to find the truth of the kill. Oh my God. They straight up did not want anybody to find the truth, and if there's somebody to find the truth of this game, it's gotta be Chiaki. So, I mean, who would have done it? Who would have killed Chiaki, and how is the next question. Saihonji killed Chiaki. Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense here. Literally, this entire plot point and all this thing that figures out it's them in their school time, in their school life. and things that they did to Fuyuhiko's sister, and they did not, Saionji did not want anybody to piece this together. Unfortunately for her, like, even if Mikon was kind of out of it, didn't really know what she was doing, she had people like Hajime that did complete it. Mahiro completed it too, and Mahiro didn't want to paint a picture on her back either, but, like, she wanted to protect Saionji, so she was the antagonist of this case, but thank God we have Hajime. Hajime told us everything. Nagito was backing us up, and we have to, unfortunately, listen to Nagito. Nagito says things, and unfortunately, they are true. So with that being said, we move on to chapter 3 without Chiaki. And again, losing Chiaki is a stinger, in my opinion. Losing Chiaki is a sting. So the chapter 3 cast is actually kind of crazy at this point. We have literally Teru. We're protagonisting as Mikon. This despair disease is running rampant right now, and as Mikon, we are taking it back. We have to protect our team. And again, what happened last time when a character had to actually solely put their purpose in protecting the team? Gone. We died. So is Mikon going to suffer a similar fate as Nekomaru? Because honestly, there hasn't been enough to really be established at this point. Like, obviously, nobody knows who the mastermind is. Like, what's going to happen? Who's masterminding this killing game? Like, it could be anybody masterminding this. And, like, as the despair disease is running rampant, of course, we're all acting not like ourselves. Teru is a lot better in this despair diseased world. He's infected with it, but he's not pervy and being all crazy. So, like, we're taking care of Ibuki, we're taking care of, like, Teru, and, you know, we have Nagito with the liar disease, that is just out there. He's just spouting off random things that don't matter. But obviously with chapter 3 rolling around, there is 2 victims. So victim number 1 is Akane. Akane with the coward disease. Understandable. She just cowered in fear. Now, with her having the coward disease, you keep it on there. As victim 2, unless it's Akane, victim 2 is... No! Oh my god! Too soon! Ibuki, no! You're still the second victim! Oh no! You're still the one that we discover. Oh my goodness. So, down to 10 students left. Somebody committed this double murder atrocity in the Titty Typhoon, of all places. And who the heck could have done it? There's a few people that could have done it, but, like, the Titty Typhoon, really? Like, you guys really wanted them to die that badly. And, yeah, who the heck did it? This is crazy. It is, the ultimate imposter. Okay, yeah, this is where we figure out that he is, in fact, not Byakuya. The twist does happen around the same time. And this is when we start figuring out some little, like, quirks within the universe that we're in. Obviously, gonna enter the funhouse. What's crazy to me about this is the cast that enters the funhouse is almost the same. Well, no, I say that, and Mikon didn't enter. Literally half of these people did not enter this funhouse. So, or 3 of these people did not enter the funhouse. So, yeah, I mean, we're still as Mikon. We still want to protect everybody. But as we're in this funhouse, Monokuma says there's no fucking food. There's nothing. We can't cook. And obviously for Teru, that's big. That is literally his passion. He loves cooking. He wants to make stuff for the team. He's not allowed to. he can't. There's no material for him to work with. I can see this saddening him to a high degree. To the point where he, along with Gundam, challenges this final dead room, and I could see Teru challenging it really fast. So he wants to make sure like he's prepared and ready to go. So with a lot of people, without Chiaki there to be like, hey, don't do this. We can make it out. It's okay. Like, don't worry, team. We can. It's fine. Like, everybody's kind of a couple days later in anarchy and just wanting to get to that room and get a kill done. So who ends up being the victim of all of this anarchy? Mahiru. Yep, that makes sense. The victim of the anarchy is Mahiru. She ends up going to the dead, and unfortunately, was she a victim herself, or did she end up getting murdered? And honestly, like, the people could see this anarchy murder as like a way to get out. It's like a sympathetic kill. Like, they killed for the sake of everybody else. Like, don't you see? I wanted to make sure that you guys were safe. And I could see many of these characters doing the I wanted to make sure you were safe kind of trope. So who ends up being the one to do that? None other than Fuyuhiko. He killed Mahiru for two reasons. One, it was the perfect time to get full revenge for his sister. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, Pekko's gone. Pekko killed Nekomaru, got the strongman out of the way. So it was basically a kill for both spite and a kill to get everybody out. Ooh, Fuyuhiko. Ooh. I think only Fuyuhiko could, like, at this point in the story, like, I know he's starting to kind of open up a little bit at this point, but at this point, it's like, yep, that, like, this is, instead of, he coped with his feelings completely different in this alternate universe. Instead of coping, like, he still wanted to get everybody safe. He still wanted that goal. He just achieved that goal in a completely different light and got revenge for his sister in the process. So, Chapter 4 is done, which means the final 7, with 2 of these people dying crazily in Chapter 5. Mikon is still our protagonist, folks. That Mikon has stayed our freaking protagonist. Like, I'm sorry, what the heck? So Chapter 5, of course, the bombs. Nagito wants this game to end. Nagito needs this game to end. And honestly, he is just trying his hardest to convince everybody that he is a problematic child. And you know what? He is. Don't get me wrong. He is a problematic child. But they're trying his hardest to make sure that, they get him out of here, figure out what they need to do. So, of course, with that being said, he sets up his entire trap. And the trap, the person who got ensnared in it is Teru. Teru gets ensnared in Nagito's trap. Now, of course, being ensnared in the trap and making sure that he is gone. Who the heck gets blown up? Was it a death by like the S word, or was it a actual death? Gundam! Ooh. Gundam participated with Nagito, and the bombs that he set with Nagito are the bombs that went off and killed Teru, which leaves the final 5 being these 5. Now, who is masterminding this killing here? Honestly, it could be Mikon. It could be us. Like, we could be the mastermind again. Like, it's definitely something that could happen. I doubt it. I feel like it's definitely more of this is the Nagito gets his way arc. Or Sonya. Like, because Sonya's been awkwardly quiet in this killing game. And sometimes when you're awkwardly quiet, this kind of gets you. Like, and she has been really oddly accepting of Kazuichi. But who the heck masterminded this entire killing game? it was none other than the Quiet Queen herself, Sonya. Being quiet, maximizing this game, letting it all out, letting it all happen. Her Novoselic pride was out here, and she's just like, I'm a princess, I'm fine. Nobody's gonna suspect me, and people are gonna just be drawn to me, and it's fine. It's whatever. It is what it is. Like, we're out here. Like, this is how it's gonna be. So, of course, in this is how it's gonna be kind of moment, you know, unfortunately, Kazuichi realizes his love was the mastermind. Nagito had no clue that it would have been her at this point. Like, he would have assumed it was anybody but the Novoselic Queen. Hajime is still out here. And this is also the second game where the protagonist does make it to the All-Star bout. So that is going to be a very interesting All-Star bout. But yeah, well, so this is your final five going in to the next killing game. Obviously, in the All-Star bout, this is going to be a completely different thing. I got to come up with motives for that, so that's going to be a little bit longer of a video for me to take on. But next time, you guys are going to see the V3 cast, and we're going to figure out if this V3 cast does well in the killing game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed.